was someone in the area that had a pedicab for sale, and, and he's like, well, would you be interested in buying it? And actually last winter, I'm like, you know what? That pedicab is still sitting there gathering dust. We need to do this. I think this is doable. I think this is something that should exist. I think it would be really just a cool project to play around with. The story of Peoria is the story of the Illinois River. It's also, that's true of Chicago as well. I mean, at first I had no idea. I didn't know anything about it. I knew nothing about pedicabs. And so, yeah, it was just throw something at the wall and see what sticks. There's actually a stipulation in the Peoria ordinances that to ride any adult-sized bicycle on the streets or sidewalk of Peoria, it has to be licensed and registered with the police department. But nobody knows that. In fact, I went down to the police department. I said, I'd like to register my tricycle. And they looked at me and they're like, what? And I paid the fee. It was 25 cents. That gives you a time frame reference for how old that ordinance was. At least at some spot in my mind, the whole time, I was always thinking about Grandview Drive and how it would be fun to do a historic tour. But frankly, there's just no other area that compares to riding down Grandview Drive for just the quality of the ride, and it's just, the view is just so much nicer. It's really significantly more fun than other areas. Great, that's fine. I'm a carpenter by trade, and I did a lot of historic restoration. I've always been interested in local history and a little bit of a local history buff. I'd read and heard a lot of the legends and the stories of Peoria history. I was already familiar with a lot of it. And some of it I had a few questions about, and some of it I just wanted more information about, and I hadn't really read anything about Grandview Drive, really. Because originally, when he conquered and took the Illinois country from the British, he made it part of Virginia. And so when Illinois and Peoria first entered the United States, it was as Illinois County, Virginia. That's the oldest of the mansions up here. It was built in 1918. It's called Valley View. And I told you the road was finished in 1906, so that gives you an idea how long it took them to catch on to the idea that, hey, we should build mansions up here. It's a real struggle to only tell a story for an hour, because I'm trying to keep it really general. I want to talk about everything, a little bit of everything. Honestly, it's totally about the experience. In fact, I almost try to downplay the history part because it sounds boring to people. And I think they're surprised to find that it's actually pretty interesting, and I try to tell stories, and there's jokes, and I got stuff set up to make it more entertaining. And my goal is really just to be surprising people constantly and not over-market it and over-hype it, and actually kind of undersell it and over-deliver. That's really my goal, and I think the real thing, the takeaway I really want people to have, and I think is really what people are having, is that this is a blast